So last time, I don't know if you remember, I said if people don't turn up, we will imagine, right? So this time, what's the theme? Discover, right? So if you guys are not here, we can't go and discover you. So thanks for turning up in really large numbers, and the hall is really full. So esteemed speakers, ladies and gentlemen, principal, vice principal, and I guess we're expecting a trustee too to be here. Boys and girls, welcome to the 2012 edition of the Sankara Student Leadership Summit. So first I'd like to welcome the 9th standard children for the first time who are attending this summit. Can we please stand up? All the 9th standard children, please stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Sit down. I'd also like to say goodbye to the 12th standard kids. Can the 12th standard kids stand up, please? So hopefully for all of you, these lessons that we talk about, Sankara alumni has started with one mission. And hopefully we are going to try to hone in on this. We want to contribute to the core purpose of the school, which is the students, by contributing to learning beyond the classroom. So those of you who were in 12th standard who stood up, hopefully you will take all this beyond the classroom here and to wherever you go in your careers and later on in your life. So that's going to be our mission. So after last time's conference, I think it was a really successful conference, right? Would you all agree with that? And all because of one person. And who is that? Excellent. And we have TM Karthik again today. Too bad he's not here to listen to the applause, but I'm sure he'll be here pretty soon. Okay? And I'm told people are planning to even leave after TM Karthik's thing. That is not going to happen, all right? Everybody should be here till the end, right? Okay, so we do have him. We are also looking forward to listening to him. So after last time's conference, we just went back and thought about what could be the idea or the theme for this conference. So I'm going to start a countdown. There were two seeds. The first seed. Does everybody know the picture on the left? Okay, thank you. I did go to a bunch of students from another school and asked what that picture was. A lot of them didn't know. A lot of them didn't even know Mahatma Gandhi. So I'm glad you all knew that was Adi Shankara. He's personally an inspiration. He was personally an inspiration. The magazine Week on December 15, 2011, devoted the entire issue to Adi Shankara. And it's unbelievable. They haven't done anything like that. At some point in time in your life, if you want to get back to it and read it, it's a really impressive piece about him. And we have all come from that heritage. Shankara school comes from the Adi Shankara lineage. So why not start with the seed of Adi Shankara? Okay, so I'm one of those guys who, and sorry to all those history, civics, and social studies teachers, I didn't really like history, civics, social studies when... But, there is a but right there, right? While I probably didn't like it in school, all of you are clapping for this. If I were to look at the most useful piece of things in my life that I have got from which subject, has been history and civics and social studies. You got to become this gray before you realize that. All right? Anyway, so I'm glad all this is going in. But the first thing, so I was not a great historian. History itself, a lot of people have different accounts. But this seems to be a very agreed account, okay? So how many of you walk to school? Can I have a show up of hands? Okay, how many of you walk more than 1 kilometer to school? How many of you walk daily more than 1 kilometer to school? How many of you walk more than 2 kilometers to school? Hey, come on, you guys are too much. The guys in the back still have their hands up for more than 2 kilometers. Okay. Now, I know you cannot see this map from the back. And you might think this is a Jet Airways route map. Or an Indian Airlines route map. No, this is the map which Adi Sankara walked twice around the country. Twice around the country. Between age of 8 and 32. Okay? I'm going to trace his map. Starting in Kaladi, right here. 1620 kilometers to Narmada. Okay? So he goes like this, comes there. Look at this. My finger is moving in a second. But he's walked all this distance. So he goes like that, comes back here, goes up there, comes like this, comes back. He suddenly feels his mother is not well. He comes back to cremate her. And then goes back again into Kedarnath to have his samadhi. This is what impressed me about Adi Sankara, really. I mean, so the first speaker was supposed to be Mrs. Sudha Seshayan. And she was supposed to speak about Adi Sankara, and some of my sorry, I have to switch this off. Some of my co-alumni here said, hey, why don't you speak about Adi Sankara? No, I'm certainly not qualified. I'm probably I know as much about Adi Sankara as you do at this point, but I want to learn more. Okay? But we do have our esteemed Padma Subramaniam here, who is a very well-known speaker on this topic. She is going to give the keynote address right after me here, right after the principal, and she will certainly talk about, at least touch on some of these topics. Okay? So, as a normal, basic human being, that's what really impressed me about him. But anyway, I took 2 or 3 bullets out of that week magazine. First, he is today the architect of Hinduism. The reason is, about that time, Hinduism was kind of going astray. There were too many, if you read history, at least whatever little I ever read, Hinduism was being attacked by different types of divisions within Hinduism itself and from outside religions. Buddhism was getting formed, Jainism was getting formed. So Adi Sankara was the single architect of keeping all of our religion today where it is. There would not have been a single Hinduism at this point. So he almost even kind of drew the relationships, at least as far as I have read and understood, is that okay, you have a Muruga. Muruga is the son of Shiva. Vinayaka is the son of Shiva, wife of Parvati, etc. He even drew the complete architecture. So he today, I think, is the architect of Hinduism and where it is today, and that's the religion we see. And he kept it intact for us. He was the first proponent, or I don't know if the first proponent, or the strong proponent of an Advaita philosophy, which I think later on in life, you and I will both learn. Further, he simplified all the interpretation of our scriptures to evolve practical paths. Okay, so that's about all. I guess I'm going to talk about Adi Sankara. Srimati Padma Subramaniam, I'm sure, will talk quite a bit more about him. So let's move on. There was a reason I played that song. There was a movie song that I played, right? There was a reason I played that song. Because the first seed for this conference, okay? Now we might have to hit Alt-Enter when I tell you. So, boys and girls, this was the first seed of the conference, Alt-Enter. Okay, listen up, guys.
In the Shaolin temple நிறுவியதற்காகவும் இன்றும் இவர்கள் கடவுளாக வணங்கும் குரு பல்லவ மன்னனின் 3ஆம் இளவரசன் போதி தர்மன் ஒரு தமிழர் சைனா ஜப்பான் தாய்லாந்து போன்ற நாடுகளில் கோவில் கட்டி வணங்கும் ஒரு தமிழனை நம்மில் எத்தனை பேருக்கு தெரியும்
போதி தர்மாவா போதி தர்மா கேள்விப்பட்டது
Sorry, தெரியாது சுத்தமா ஐடியா இல்ல
Oh, Damo, yeah, I know him. He's the Kung Fu master, right? I love him. Yes, I know Bodhi Dharma. He's the son of a king in South India.
தொலைஞ்சு போன ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு அம்மா பேரு அப்பா பேரு தான் வீடு எங்க இருக்குன்னு தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கிறது எவ்வளவு முக்கியமோ அவ்வளோ முக்கியம் நம்ம வரலாறை நாம தெரிஞ்சு வச்சுக்கிறது. நம்ம வரலாறை மறந்ததுனால தான் நம்மளோட அறிவியலையும் மறந்துட்டோம். நம்மளோட வீரமும் பெருமையும் நமக்கு தெரியக்கூடாதுன்னு நம்மளை ஆண்ட ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் அதை திட்டம் போட்டு மறைச்சிட்டாங்க. மத மாற்றம், இனமாற்றம், மொழி மாற்றம்னு நமக்கான அடையாளத்தையும் அழிச்சிட்டாங்க. போகி பண்டிகையில வீட்டில் இருக்கிற பழசு கொளுத்தணும்னு பொக்கிஷமான ஓலைச்சுவடிகளை இறக்கி வச்சாங்க. அதை விட கொடுமை தமிழர்களோட வரலாறு கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். ஆயிரக்கணக்கான அபூர்வமான புத்தகங்கள் இருந்த இலங்கை யாழ்ப்பாண லைப்ரரியை முழுசா எரிச்சு சாம்பலாக்கிட்டாங்க. நம்ம வரலாறு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு அதை தெரியாதவங்களுக்கு சொல்லிக் கொடுங்க. மஞ்சளை உடம்புல பூசிக்கிறதும் தண்ணியில கலந்து தெளிக்கிறதும் சாமின்னு சொல்லிக் கொடுக்காதீங்க. அது சயின்ஸ் சொல்லிக் கொடுங்க. அதை ஆன்டிபயோட்டிக்னு சொல்லிக் கொடுங்க. அதை பண்ணாததுனால தான் மஞ்சளை விளையாத நாட்டுக்கார அதை கண்டுபிடிச்சு இன்னைக்கு அதுக்கு பேட்டன் ரைட்ஸ் வாங்கிட்டான். வீட்டுக்குள்ள கிருமிகளே வராம இருக்கணுங்கிறக்காக வாசல்ல சாணம் தெளிச்சு கோலம் போறோங்கிறத சொல்லிக் கொடுங்க. அப்படி சொல்லிக் கொடுக்காம போனதுனால தான் இப்ப கோலத்தை டைல்ஸ்ல ஸ்டிக்கரா ஒட்டிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். வீட்டுக்கு வெளியில வேப்ப மரம், முற்றத்துல துளசி செடி, இதெல்லாமே மருத்துவம்னு சொல்லிக் கொடுங்க. நாம எப்படி இருந்தோம்ங்கிறத அடுத்த தலைமுறைக்கு சொல்லிக் கொடுத்தா இந்த உலகத்துக்கே நம்ம தான் வழிகாட்டியா இருந்தோம்ங்கிற தன்னம்பிக்கை அவங்களுக்கு வரும். அதை செய்யாதனால தான் இன்னைக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் இழந்த நாம சின்ன சின்ன நாட்டையெல்லாம் அண்ணாந்து பார்த்துக்கிட்டு அவங்க பின்னாடி ஓடிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். அது மட்டும் இல்லை, எக்ஸ்போர்ட் குவாலிட்டின்னு இங்கிருந்து அனுப்புற துணிகள், பழங்கள் மாதிரி அறிவாளி தமிழர்களையும் வெளிநாட்டுக்கு ஏற்றுமதி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். நாம மறந்தது போதி தர்மரை மட்டுமில்ல, அவரை மாதிரி ஆயிரம் ஆயிரம் மேதைகளும் யோகிகளும் வாழ்ந்த மண் இது. அவங்க எல்லாருமே உங்க டிஎன்ஏல இன்னும் உயிரோட வாழ்ந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. நம்ம ரத்தத்துல உயிரோட இருக்காங்க. அவங்கள ஆராய்ச்சியால தான் வெளியே கொண்டு வரணுங்கிறது இல்லை, நம்ம முயற்சியாலையும் வெளியே கொண்டு வர முடியும்.
Okay, how many of you knew actually Kung Fu went from here? Kung Fu went from here was the lesson, right? We got? All right. So, very few of us, and I must confess, I did not know. And there were several people at my age and my generation who did not know that Kung Fu actually went from here to China and the rest of the places. Okay? So, there are several things, and that these two are really the reason we said the theme for all of us to know is to discover what our roots are. And that was the theme of our conference. Why discover our roots? What do we want to do? What do we want you to do with it? We want you to explore and leverage what our past was. Remember, I think I can personally give you some anecdotes. He was talking about manjal, right? Manjal, putting it on the face, etc. Did you know that actually one of the largest consumer product, the single largest consumer product in the whole world, at least till a few years ago till I checked, if you take one brand, one product, is actually sold in India, and quite a bit of that is actually sold in Tamil Nadu. Anybody wants to guess what that is? No, that manjal is, I'm talking about a manufactured consumer product. Exactly. So I think you got it right. Some of you got it right. It's not Vico turmeric, it's Fair and Lovely. Fair and Lovely, world over, in any brand, any category, is the largest single selling product. And it was manufactured, discovered in India, specifically in a research center in Andheri. And where do you think they got the key compound for Fair and Lovely? Manjal. They got it from manjal. Isolation of manjal is what gave the right component of Fair and Lovely. So there is a lot of heritage. You need to understand that with us, which is what we need to understand and take forward. So why really should we discover our roots? Okay. Now let's look at 2 or 3 instances of why we should discover our roots. Okay. Top 10 discoveries of all time. Okay. I hope you can read all of this. And most of this you would be learning in your science books. This comes from Discovery Channel HD. Okay, it has Einstein, it has Newton, it has Mendel, it has all these things that you know. Do any of those actually belong to India? No, right? They probably don't. Okay, guys, quiet and down. But now look at this, the next graph. You can probably not see it from there. There's something called GDP. I don't know if you're familiar with this. This basically measures, you are, okay, good. So this basically measures how productive a nation is. I was actually extremely surprised to find out that today India and China hardly represent any percentage of the GDP. What you see there as, I don't know what colors. Yeah, you have India as yellow, and this is red. Hardly represents anything today. You take a graph 1500 and before, India and China used to be 50% of the world's GDP. 50%, okay? So what does that mean? We've been doing something right, okay? So there is quite a bit of heritage that we can pick up from the past. I don't think we can give enough reasons that we were colonized and we were, we can give enough reasons pointing to other people. But I think we should stop right there and say, hey, I think we've had a glorious past. Let's just go discover what it is, right? So this points out that India and China were literally ruling the world at one point. But is GDP itself a right measure? They've gone to, I don't know how many of you have heard of this term called gross national happiness. This is something Bhutan uses. I don't know if that's really the measure for us, but we can think differently. We don't have to get measured exactly by the US, the Western world, and the economic indicators that they have. Bhutan actually measures happiness of a person in some 33 parameters, and this is actually driven by the king himself. So there can be a completely different system. Why do we have to all wear the same kind of dresses? Why do we all have to wear the same kind of food? So I don't know if any of you watched the recent movie Kalakalappu and Masala Cafe. Yeah? So we go back into, hey, what is our traditional food? And we are going to have one person talk about our traditional food. So I think there is a lot in our heritage that you should actually try to get. So next, why do we need to discover? To get to all these inventions. Because once you discover either problems or you discover dreams. You want to fly, that's a dream, right? After that, you imagine what the solution could be. And finally, you create what the solution is, right? And this kind of keeps going around. And this really is the theme of what we have for Sankara School Leadership Summit. We had 2011 as Imagine, 2012 as Discovery, and 2013 will be Create. So what we saw really is tangible discovery, which you discover either from nature, you discover either from people, whatever, right? The intangible is what we get from our culture, okay? The intangible is what we really get from our culture, value systems, etc. After deciding the theme, we had to decide the speakers, and here they all are assembled in front of us, and you will hear each one of them shortly. And specifically, I want to thank Padma Attai, and we call her Attai in our batch. Padma Attai for saying, as soon as she heard Discover Our Roots, she said, I just love this topic. I want to talk for a few hours on this. But unfortunately, for every speaker, we have given them only 20 minutes. And hopefully, we'll try to see if we can keep to that time, right? And hopefully, this will just instigate a few things in you which you can take forward, okay? Finally, we'd like to thank a few students here who have been helpful for creating this publicity and all the graphic that you see here. Would like to have all those people responsible stand up, which is Danya, Shruti, the two Shrutis, and Shankar and Sweta, okay? They've actually got the tree as a very nice emblem where the roots are really giving the essence of our Vedas and all the scriptures that we know and going right to our brain through, you know what? USB cables, okay? That I thought was very cute. So finally, I'm going to close with my own personal story. So you're supposed to close with a personal story, right? So I'm closing with my own. So I had only one guru till recently. And then suddenly I discovered Adi Shankara and I said, okay, how do I get both these gurus aligned, okay? And my guru was none other than Rajnikant himself. So you can see all these jokes, right? Rajni's boon enabled God to generate the universe, right? These are all, and by the way, I'm going to tell you a true story. And only Subala ma'am, Meenakshi ma'am, myself, and maybe some trustees actually know about this. This is a true story, okay? So Rajni reases earth for living things. By the way, these two are originals. These are mine. I didn't copy it from rajnijokes.com. Rajni can kill a living room, okay? Copied. This was copied. Facebook joins Rajnikant. How many of you heard that? And finally, I think Rajni is starting to meet his match here. Baba, you know Baba, right? Rajni's guru, asks Rajni to meet Adi Shankara. Sorry, sound please. Sound.
எலும்புக்கு நல்லது. முறுக்கி பிழிஞ்சு அடிச்சு துணி துவைச்சா அர்த்த உத்தாராசன. கைக்கு நரம்புக்கு விரலுக்கு நல்லது. குளத்தை தூக்கி இடுப்புல வச்சு நடந்தா தாடாசன பாஸ்வ பங்கி இடுப்புக்கு நல்லது. நம்ம நாட்டு கலாச்சாரம் மண்டி போட்டு குனிஞ்சு நமஸ்காரம் பண்றாங்களே அது ஒரு ஆசனம். அஸ்தி நிஷிதம். நம்ம நாட்டு ஏழைங்களுக்கு உடம்புலயே உடம்பு ஏன் அப்படி கின்னு இருக்கு தெரியுமா? வெயில தலைக்கு மேல கல்ல தூக்கிக்கிட்டு கட்டட வேலைக்கு போறாங்களே அப்போ உடம்பு நேராகுது. உடம்புல இருக்க 6 சக்கரங்களும் சீராகுது. மூலாதாரம், சுவாதிஸ்தானம், மணிப்புரா, அனாஹதா, விஷுத்தா, ஆக்ஞா. மூலாதாரத்துல இருந்து குண்டலினி சஹஸ்ராரத்துக்கு போகுது. அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பேபி?
So, right after meeting Adi Shankara, he made the movie Baba, and that's the dialogue. So he's completely converted himself, and now this is the headline that came the next day. As I said, only a few people actually knew about it. And the headline is, so he's an alum like us, okay? So discover the thrill of discovery. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for this opportunity. Enjoy the next 2-3 hours.